Hey, I'm Jim Bias here in Savannah, Georgia. I'm here in my cousin Larry's garden. Normally we'd be downtown in Savannah, Georgia, or at Trustees' garden doing the story down there, but I wanted to make an electrolysis tank to get some of the rust off of these artifacts we found. So we're going to make that today, and then we're going to see things go boom, if you'd like to see that, with the ones we couldn't put in the electrolysis tank.
Here we go. Over and gone.
Okay, we're getting a lot of interesting artifacts down at Trustees' garden. It was an old iron foundry. So we're going to make an electrolysis tank to get the rust off of some of this stuff, find out what it is. We probably have an idea of what some of the stuff is. That's a clamp for a mold for molding iron aspects. Now, if you want to know more about electrolysis, I suggest you go to people like ILikeToMakeStuff.com. I don't know if Bob Claggett over there, my friend, has an episode on this or not. Well, we'll try it. We'll defer to YouTube. There are a lot of people on there that show you how to do it right, and a lot of people on there show you how you don't do it right. So be careful. Now, some of the artifacts we have, some of them you just don't want to put them in an electrolysis bath. Yeah, like that one. That was come to find out, was a Dahlgren shell from the Civil War era. So, matter of fact, we found two of them. Now, the first shell, one of the dozer drivers on the renovation of the site found it and called it to our attention. And at first, everybody thought it was an old wrecking ball or something. And I went over and I was looking at it, and I rolled it around, and it was too light for a wrecking ball. And immediately we said, I think maybe we had better back off of this. So we called the Savannah Metropolitan Police Department, and their bomb squad came out, and they said, I think maybe we're going to let the EOD out at Fort Stewart, the guys that disarmed the bombs, come out. And they did. And after their research, well, they first said it, they said it was a landmine. And it wasn't. They thought it was a Confederate landmine. It looked just like it. It's all corroded, hard to see what was on it. Then they thought it was a Schultzberg 11-inch shell. Shell means there's a shell around, black powder on the inside. They have shot and shell. Shot's solid, and shell has powder on the inside. And then they thought, well, they said, well, that's not what it is. Somebody looked in their database, but they have a big database apparently. And they said that is a Dahlgren shell. Dahlgren was a Dahlgren gun, looked like an old pop bottle. And they had these 11-inch shells. A lot of naval vessels had them. They had a few on the defenses on the ground, but they also they've used them on the boats, ironclads, things like that, which makes sense that it would be in an iron foundry, because William Kehoe worked on the railroads, and he also worked on ships. He did a lot of agricultural products, but he worked on the ships, had his own dry dock, brought the boats in, they called it a underwater railroad. A couple of tracks, they'd pull the boats up. This is a dry dock. So I'm sure he probably scuttled some of the ironclads during the war, because one was made on what was his property after the war. So a couple of these shells came up, and he had made munitions for the war, cannons, things like that, over in Birmingham. That's where he got trained in the iron business. So he probably saw it and said, well, can't deal with it right now, put it right over there, and then in the trash heap, we'll haul it off later and do something with it. 140 years later, it was still there. Somebody forgot about it. So I'll show you. Here's the footage from the first explosion. and they did control explosion of it, and it came off without a hitch. And but then the next day, another dozer driver went through and found another one. Now, the first guy was Eric Strickland. The second guy, his name was Marvin Stewart. If he had hit it right, it might have blown up, but he took it with stride. Now, Eric, he found the first one, Eric Strickland. He was a dozer driver for the Army over in Bosnia, and his job was finding shells, old shells. He found an 800-pound bomb from World War II that was dropped. So he was used to doing things like that. But he said this is the most exciting one he found, and here's the scene of it going off. And we'll do a stop action with this, so you can see that when it goes off first, it goes very fast. When it goes off into stop action, you can see what happened. Okay, in the stop action, you're going to see black strips flying out. Those are old pieces of tire that the military put around the bomb to shape the charge. There they are coming out at the end right there. There's pieces of tire all over the place there. So we've got it set up, and we will look at a few more artifacts we have down at Trustees Garden, and we'll be slowly running those things through this right here, and we'll see what we get. Some of the stuff we know what it is. Some of the stuff we have, we're clueless. It's just a big ball of rust, so it might be a bolt, or it might be I don't know, something important. Okay, we got it. That's what we got right now. We'll go on down to Trustees Garden, and there's a dog's tail in the picture. Buddha, come here, come over here, turn around, come here, turn around. Get your better side away from the camera, come here. Say hi to everybody. That's Buddha, that's my cousin's dog. Pretty good dog. So anyway, we'll go down to Trustees Garden and look at some of the artifacts, and we'll show them to you. And that's this segment. So remember, I want you to go over there. Well, never mind. I want you to, if you would, right down there is a button that says subscribe. If you would subscribe, I would appreciate it. Also, you know, if this is on Facebook, hit a like and share it with your friends. We got some interesting information coming up here. A lot of history at Trustees Garden. One of the most historic spots in the United States. Just very little of it has been recorded. So that's what we're in the process of doing right now. So come back and see us again. We're southeastern bound. Okay, I'm running video. Can you tell me your names?
Captain Zach Wagner.
Staff Sergeant Zachary Brugner. Corporal Cheyenne Cox. Specialist Nathan Curry.
Great. We appreciate your help, guys.
Yeah, thank you.